Sorry.
Okay, can we have the award, please?
What am I getting?
You are getting Star of the Year from us.
How sweet.
And the Bollywood Wives are going to present it to you.
Thanks, guys.
Mom. Mahip.
All the moms.
Okay.
Come, Shalini. Huh?
Let's hear it for Ananya. Come on, show her some love, guys. Another round of applause. At the count of 3, 2, 1, we're going to do Call Me Babe. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Call me babe.
My mom almost burst my eardrums.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This has been like actually the best audience that I've interacted
Isn't
with
it?
ever. Honestly. Love the energy and ask them some spicy questions, guys,
Absolutely.
please.
Thank you.
Love you, love you, love you.
See you soon. Bye. There. Shalini. Oh my God, hello. How are you?
Good to see you. How are you?
See you. All day. Oh my God, has Ananya gone into the audience? What's happened? What has happened? They're all going mad. Let's selfie. Selfie, look. Selfie. Let's take a selfie. Come on. Vibes. Oh no, everyone's not there. Wait. Neelam's not here. Hi. Neelam. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Mike. Oh, thank you.
Hello.
Okay, I need everyone to take their seats, please. This is going to be one hell of a conversation. I think we got the maximum requests for any panel for you all. You all are the biggest stars and pop culture icons of our time. Can we hear it for the Bollywood wives? Up there, can we hear it for the Bollywood wives? And up there, can we hear it for the Bollywood wives? Fabulous. Those at the door now need to settle down. I need to start, please. Quickly. Let's lock the doors now. Let's seal the door. Okay. All right. Thank you. It's lovely. Oh. Okay, girls, I need you to settle down. At the door, please, I'll need the doors closed now. The conversation needs to start now, please. I need some order in the room. I know there's a lot of excitement, but you have to settle down now. Please. Oh my God.
I love you too.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. Let's. Okay, girls. Calm down. You need to breathe. Exhale, inhale at this point. I know it's super exciting. My God, what does it feel to have this kind of stardom? Mahip, I'll start with you. What?
God, I love you guys. This is the best audience.
Best, na?
I mean, the
Hold up your mic.
sweetest. Really.
Mahip, hold up your mic.
Yeah. Honestly, stardom came to us in our mid ages.
Yeah.
We're in our mid-50s.
कह सकते हैं यार, क्यों घबराए? We're all mid-50s.
Yeah, but it came late to us.
Yeah.
We had to learn a lot, but it was overwhelming. Honestly, we weren't expecting it. We were very comfortable in our lives, with our business, with our workout, with our children. So when this came to us, it was a big whammy. Did we think that it was going to do well? No. I think we were just winging it the first season. We were just having fun with our friends.
But are you all like this in real life?
We are.
Like actually for real?
Actually like this. So when the show did well, it was overwhelming. Now come to season 3, there's a lot more pressure, there's a lot more expected. Like I feel the pressure of saying the word twat all the time, you know? And
Can we do twat at the count of 3? 3, 2, 1. Maheep.
Pressure.
Is that allowed in a college?
अब बोल दिया, अभी
I
बोल
didn't
दिया,
know that.
अभी बोल दिया, पता नहीं
Where
बाद
are
में
the
देखेंगे.
teachers?
No, don't look for teachers. Okay, Maheep, before I come to the rest, what's with this story of your being drunk and ending up in marriage because you were drunk after a one-night stand?
But we are in college.
It's okay.
This is not what I want to teach these
It's
kids.
okay. It's the real world.
But yes, it is my story, and yes, it did happen.
Can you tell us the story again in brief?
Okay, in a nutshell, I gate crashed his party. Woo! I gate crashed his party, and I ended up having a one-night stand with him, guys. But it's 25 years later, 2 babies down, I'm settled and I'm a lot more mature and I'm not so stupid. But we were young and frivolous and whatever.
Okay, now. Can you hear me on this? Yeah. Shalini.
Yes.
So, story. Shalini and I from the same school in Delhi.
Yeah.
My sister and Shalini were in the same class.
Yeah.
This is modern school Delhi. Shalini, you are one national obsession. What is going on?
I know.
I know.
Like, yeah, like that. People have been telling me that.
Do
Apparently.
you feel like a national obsession?
No, I was always obsessed with myself, and now I think it's each to its own.
Huh? Wait, I'm going to sit with you all
Okay,
so that I
sit
can
with
hold
you.
the... No, I have to hold the mics.
I always looked up to Barkha because her sister was there and we all used to look up to her in school and say we wish we could be like her. And still we all wish we can be like her because there's
you.
no one like her.
Thank
Everybody
you.
from our batch looked up to her in school and yeah,
Thank you.
we all did.
No, but Shalini, now, to the point that you were always obsessed with yourself.
Yeah.
Your most viral line is, don't get angry with people or care about what they think because it's bad for your skin.
Yeah.
ये क्या इसका मतलब क्या है?
So there's a whole logic behind it. Like if you're not like happy with yourself, it affects your sleep, it affects your hormones, and then obviously, then if you're not functioning properly, it'll finally come out on your skin. So that was just a very short line of a very boring description. You have to draw people in with something fun, no?
Yeah,
That's what I did.
That I agree.
That's what I did. Yeah.
Neelam, more
Yes.
seriously, while Maheep says that this kind of attention has come late, the fact is, and full disclosure, one of my dearest friends, Anisha, is a creative force behind the Bollywood Wives. But as Anisha and I often talk about, the Bollywood Wives has used the vehicle of culture to talk about things that nobody talks about. It has headlined 5 women in their mid-years and made them the biggest stars of this country. And just for that alone, I think it is a remarkable, revolutionary series. Did all of you feel not seen before Bollywood Wives? I think the conversation we don't have is how this industry is so cruel to women as they get older. And Bollywood Wives is an exception. It's not the norm. And I want to ask all of you to talk about that. I'll start with you, Neelam.
Well, first of all, Barkha, thank you for having us on this panel. It's a real honor
Thank you.
and privilege.
Thank you.
So you said that, this Bollywood Wives, we're talking about topics that, a lot of women don't talk about. It's not been seen on Indian television.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so strange that you're saying this, I'm speaking for myself. I was 50 when I signed on for Bollywood Wives. I was scared to face the camera again.
Really?
Yes. I was scared to be rejected because I was seen like 30 years back, and
Yeah.
I have aged. So I was very insecure. And I think in season 1, we all discussed, Botox, we talked about fillers and, Bhavna with the face yoga. So I think this is the first time women have openly discussed
Yeah.
treatments for the face and what they're okay with and what they're not okay with.
Yeah.
So I think that was also a huge eye-opener. Season 2, we spoke about menopause.
Yeah.
And
And we're all there.
we're all there, and well, some are sailing through it, some are not.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think it's given us an opportunity to make a change, make a difference. And season 3, there have been topics which Seema and me have sort of discussed.
Yeah.
And you won't believe the amount of DMs that we get from married women.
Saying we went through this too?
We went through this, and kudos to you guys for coming out in the open and discussing it. And it makes us feel that even celebrities and known personalities do go through this. So it feels fabulous.
It is. That is why the fabulous Bollywood wives, right? But Bhavna, I think Neelam said something quite honest there about, you know, the fear of facing the camera in your mid-years and feeling like people may judge you. Did you go through that?
Yes, of course. I mean, there's a lot of fear of judgment. We had not really put ourselves out there before, except Neelam, who's been an actor.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of fear of judgment. There was a lot of fear of suddenly, you know, getting opinions or people making comments on the way you look. And also for me, I think it was a time when we started shooting season 1, Ananya was launching as an actor in the same year.
Yeah.
So I think I was very worried because I was like, anything I say or do should not impact, you know, her or her progress in any way. So I was like, you know, extra worried and extra careful. But I think the amount of love we've got from everyone, all those fears have gone away. And I'm sure people must have noticed in season 3, I'm way more confident and way more opinionated than I was in season 1. It's only because of the love we got. It gave me the confidence.
Yeah. Amazing.
Thank you.
And I think, as Neelam said, Seema, a lot of taboo subjects, right? I mean, everything, right? From menopause to Botox to diabetes to, I don't know, affairs. It's all there. It's just all there. And it's extraordinarily honest. And has it been tough to be this honest for like 1 billion people and plus to see?
So look, you know, before I did Bollywood Wives, I wasn't really concerned about being seen or felt unseen because I didn't know otherwise. But I think, you know, when I did the show, the only thing, I think my mom sitting there, she just said one thing.
Can mom please stand up? There she is, being very shy in the front row, but the camera can pick her up.
So there were some, you know, sensitive
right here in the front
topics
row.
that I had to touch upon, you know, and question about my marriage and the status of my marriage and how I was leading my life.
Yeah.
So I think the only thing she said to me was, you know, Anisha kept asking me, how do you want to put it out there? How do you want to portray it? And, you know, she just said to me, whatever you do, just don't lie. So, you know, that's the way I approached it. I will just not lie about my life because I'm not doing anyone any favors and, you know, especially not myself. And as long as I had just one mantra in mind, like, you know, I'll say it like it is as long as I don't hurt anyone's feelings. And to be honest, that I get from my mother. She's the one who gave me that and I did the show. That was my basis of the show, that just don't tell lies, be you, and just don't be insensitive to anyone.
Yeah. Well, mom is being shy, but we've managed to pick her up on camera. Thank you for coming, ma'am, and for allowing Seema to share her story so honestly. I want to ask all 5 of you, what has been the toughest thing to talk about on camera? Shalini, anything?
Talking about other people was very tough for
Wait,
me.
I have to give you my mic.
So talking about other people was really difficult for me.
Can you explain?
Because it's like I don't want to dissect anybody's looks, their behavior. So that kind of just puts me
Because
in
you want to do that in private or you don't want to do that?
Well, I mean, no, I don't really even discuss them with my therapist, honestly, like anybody, like, you know, it's like...
Because it's bad for your skin.
I get 2 hours with my therapist and I want to talk about me. And yeah, because I found it very difficult because to talk about someone else because it's just like, that was very difficult for me.
So I think one thing that everybody wants to know is this is reality TV, but is it real or how much of it is staged? Like a lot of people don't understand that, Neelam.
It's all real.
It's all real. You all are saying all these things about each other, like for real.
For real.
And you can be friends after that.
Yeah. Look, between the 4 of us, there is this understanding, okay, if we do say something, you know, they get it. You know, we're cracking jokes at each other. Maheep is bullying us, abusing us. We're used to it. It's just part of the show. It's entertainment also.
Yeah.
But everything is real.
And Maheep, you
Not
are...
just entertainment, this is her personality. This is her. So quite frankly, this is what you see. I mean, there are people who come up to us and, you know, who know us and have said when we're watching the show, we don't feel like we're watching a show, we feel like we're with you guys, like having chai or sitting around.
Yeah, but
because
how
this-
different is it? How different is it from being a sort of a fly on the wall in your home and having these multiple cameras and knowing, because you have to know like, do you forget that they're cameras or are you performing for the cameras?
No. So that credit totally goes to Anisha, Manu, Naomi,
Yeah.
Rishali, the whole team, because
Yes.
honestly, for me,
Are they here?
Yeah, they're here.
Manu is here,
they're all
And,
here.
and
Manu, yeah.
honestly, for me, they're family.
Stand, creators of Bollywood.
Manu,
Live, stand.
Vrishali, please stand.
Stand, please. There they are. Yay, well done.
Yeah. They're actually, for me, they are family to us. They're in our homes, in our most private spaces. And honestly, when I'm talking to them, sometimes they have to hold me back. Rather than me holding myself back, they have to hold me back and rein me back in. Like, you know, there are cameras rolling, I forget.
Yeah.
But it's just that, you know, you get to be yourself, and eventually when you see yourself and coming through on the show, especially I can give you the example of season 3, I was very worried because I did shoot the show at the most vulnerable time of my life.
Yeah.
So I was a bit, you know, very worried about how I would come across. And when I saw it, I actually called Manu and I said, thank you, because I don't think I could articulate it as well as he did, or, you know, he actually put it out there exactly how I was feeling.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it better myself.
Amazing.
Thank you, love you guys.
Maheep, you have spoken about so many things, from diabetes to, you know, I've lost track of menopause, so many issues related to women's health that actually are completely invisibilized for women our age, right? Absolutely. What's been the response to that from women who are not famous?
Oh, you know what? It's very important for all of us to put in a serious topic that is close to us, what we feel. Like how we had in season 1, the beach cleanup. It was important to us. We wanted to put that message out there. Season 2, whether it was menopause. Women don't talk about these things. It's very strange. We shy away from these things, and I don't get it because we're all in the same boat. We're just different reactions and whatever. For me, it was also very, very important to discuss diabetes. I got so many DMs, it was overwhelming. And one DM hit me very hard, was this mother who said to me that I rewound the scene with you and Neelam where you were jabbing yourself with the insulin pen. And I called my 9-year-old son and I said, see, she's doing it and she doesn't care, because he was so conscious going to school and doing this. It broke my heart, but I felt like, listen, if I can just help someone or empower someone in some sort of way, my job's done. I don't take this platform in frivolously.
Yeah.
You know, it was very important that we put in these serious topics. So everyone does feel inclusive, and everyone does feel that, look, we're all in the same boat, guys. And it's important.
And as moms, what is it that you all wanted to put out there? You know, I mean, those of you who are parents, what did you want to put out there? Bhavna? Shalini?
I think, I mean, Ananya was here earlier, and what she said is like, you know, be real, be yourself. Let the world know that...
Yours is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think be real, be yourself, and you got to feel what you got to feel, and it comes out. Like you were asking, what were the most uncomfortable times when we shot? So, I mean, we are all in groups of friends, and we all have our ups and downs. I think for me, in season 1 and 2, you know, there were so many misunderstandings and, you know, things I've had with my friends, especially with Maheep and Seema, which was brought on camera. And we actually cleared those misunderstandings, and we felt those emotions. I mean, there were times after shooting the scene, we've all come back, and I've actually cried at home because it was almost like bringing it out what I was feeling. So I think this show has, I always say, this show has, what it has done is it's given me immense growth, whether it's personally or professionally. So I can never be more grateful than that.
So for me, it was, I you know, but for me, I was really concerned that I didn't want people to follow what I was doing because...
You did not want them
No,
to?
I don't want them to jump into the sea if they don't know how to swim.
Like me.
I was a little concerned and later on, like, you know, I don't want to become, like, I don't want people to follow what I'm doing, or it's a little impractical way of life as well. And, but like, I think they're sensible, you know, that was my concern.
Like, what is it that you would say to them, don't do this at home? You know, they say, now after movies, don't try this at home.
Don't jump into the ocean if you don't know how to swim.
So what is the Shalini Pasi Ocean?
The ocean, it's my world where I stay. It keeps me safe and I'm very productive in it because I sort of block out a lot of the noises which are not...
But now you're a public figure. How do you block out anything?
Well, I don't read a lot of stuff which I don't want to read. Like I go on an app and I read the news, so it's very selective. And I mean, I need to function as well. I need to be able to work. I need to be able to exercise peacefully. If all the time I'm hearing what people are saying or talking about, obviously I'm not insensitive and I'm not, you know, not like, but I need to be a little bit away from what is actually like the reality. Because I'm a creative person, I cannot live in that very bare world, which is very, very harsh. Because I also need to protect my feminine energy, you know. The world is so aggressive and masculine that, you know. So for me to preserve my energy, to be able to give back, whether it's to the art world or the society or even my family, I need to protect my creative feminine energy. And what I see now is that women want...
Surprisingly, you'll get shocked because people love honesty. And
is it easy to be honest in this sort of glam world?
Not at all.
How do
Not
people
at all.
react? Like, what's the, like, you know, most uncomfortable thing for you that's happened for you? You're obviously a very blunt woman.
I am. Unfortunately, if I'm not saying it, it's on my face.
Correct.
It's a problem. I don't know how to hide it. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. But yes.
So what would you say to them? What one mistake you've made?
Oh God, I made many. Haven't I?
So one you don't want them to make. You know, we often say make your own mistakes. What's the one mistake that you don't want them to make?
I think criticizing yourself, being critical on yourself, don't do that mistake. Because you know what? You'll be surprised. The person sitting next to you is going through the same damn thing. You know, you're not aware of it. So I think as women especially, we're so harsh on ourselves and we're so shy and we're so constantly, we have to be the strong person. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to be vulnerable. Before my pre-diabetes, I just wanted to be strong for the family. And I was crumbling inside. And finally, we all know that I ended up in the ICU. But I needed to reach out for help, which I didn't. And it's okay to be vulnerable, be honest, and just be around people that you love and you trust. Very important.
Seema?
So for me, the biggest takeaway, I mean, what's transformed me as a person through this show is that I always operated out of fear. You know, my whole life I have operated out of fear, and, you know, I was always looking at what's best for everyone around me, and, like, you know, I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. I didn't want to be, I was constantly trying to be better for everyone around me. Not to say that I'm not, it's not an endeavor even today, but I think I just kind of, it made me wake up and realize that, okay, I'm a mother, okay, you know, you have a husband, you're a wife, you're a daughter-in-law, but what about you? Like when you wake up, I woke up, I think I just woke up one day and said that this cannot be my story, and I can't, like there were things that I wanted to, you know, just be, which I wasn't being able to do that, and I realized I discovered a lot about myself through this show. And I also discovered...
What did you learn? What did you learn about yourself?
That actually, you know what, I have, can I say the word?
Yes.
I also have balls. So, you know, I think I did realize that, and it made me feel empowered. And what made me feel even more empowered through this show is all the women out there who connected with me.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said earlier, if you can touch or change
life,
even one person's life, it's all worth it. That kind of gratification and validation is all I ever, I mean, it was more than what I ever thought I would get in life. So I feel like now I've accomplished something. It's not really about the money or the work.
Yeah.
It's about that feeling of gratification, and and that feeling of empowerment that only you as an audience can give me. I can't give it, actually, they give it to you, you know, when you do it and you're acknowledged.
Yeah.
I think so, you know, just be honest, and all our problems, every problem I've had in life, all women out there have had. It doesn't matter what place of privilege you come from, you're still going to have the same problems in your marriage, in your home, with your children. We all have the same problems.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think just discussing it.
And that unit, and putting it out
Putting
there.
it out there to say that it happens.
Bhavna?
I think both Maheep and Seema have pretty much summed it up. I think one thing I've learned is not to be oversensitive. I was an extremely oversensitive and over-anxious person, and I think that is one thing I regret, like I shouldn't have been so sensitive, because today when I'm much older, I realize like everything passes and everything is fine.
This too shall pass.
This too shall pass. And I'm going to take this 1 second to acknowledge this very nice person here, Mr. Sanjay Pasi.
Oh, I was going to welcome him on stage. Sanjay, come on up, yeah. Come on, 1 minute.
I have to, because...
Sanjay, come on up.
Of
Sanjay,
course.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Of course, Shalini has
This
been
is Shalini's
amazing on the show.
husband, Sanjay Pasi. And 2 minutes to out. How did you feel about Shalini becoming like this complete national crush?
I mean, it was a surprise for me. I mean, overnight, I could not have imagined that what she's done. It's amazing. I really feel very proud of her.
And Sanjay, you're a very, very successful entrepreneur, but today you're known as Shalini Pasi's husband.
I feel very proud about it. Yes, when people say, are you Shalini Pasi's husband? I say yes.
Shalini?
Yeah.
How was this at home?
How was this at home?
The stardom.
I was always a star at home. It's the same. Everybody else.
So nothing has changed?
For me, it's the same. Like, I'm the same person I always was. From school till now, I've always lived in my own universe. Now everybody, like, people know me now, which is different. And I hope I can keep delivering, and I hope I can keep, you know, following my dreams and make everybody happy while I'm doing it.
How did your son respond to this?
He was
Robin.
very afraid in the beginning, because he says you don't watch television and you have no idea what you're doing. You should not be reading books on art and architecture. You should be, your new homework is to watch reality television. And every night he would come and put on something for me, but I say, okay, I'm watching that, I'll put it off and I do my own thing. So, but like he was happy then. He watched it with his friends the day it was released, and all his friends loved me, which was very nice.
All his friends love you?
Yeah.
Does everybody love Shalini? And all the Bollywood
And
wives.
also, yeah.
Yes. So, one thing about your wife that we don't know from Bollywood wives.
I mean, she is a queen. I mean, what can I say about a queen?
And you are her serf?
Yeah, that's right. I'm there to serve her.
Thank you, Sanjay. Let's have a round of applause for Sanjay. So, Bhavna, you introduced Sanjay, so we went there, but...
And, you know, another thing, since we are in a college today, so a lot of comments that I got this season was like, you went to SRCC and you were doing BCom honors, and then suddenly you became a flight attendant.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you do that? But I think I just followed my heart. I know I was excelling, and I was expected to go and do my MBA or CA and become CEO of a multinational. That was what was expected out of me from that college. But I think I just followed my path because I didn't want to. I wanted to travel and I wanted to do different things. And I'm just so glad I did that. So please follow your dreams and please follow your heart. It's very important. Yeah.
Neelam, I'll come to Shalini because we just heard from her, but Neelam, that one mistake that you made, that you want to tell the girls here, don't do that. I did it, I regret it.
Well, these girls are much younger than me. When I look back at my life, my teens, I joined films very young.
How old were you?
16.
16!
Actually 15.
Wow.
So, I mean, when I look back at my life, no regrets. I wouldn't change anything. But one mistake I did make was when I touched 50, I was obviously, you know, busy with my jewelry business. And I actually told myself that, okay, now it's time to retire. I was very comfortable in my kaftans, very comfortable in my loose clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, living the kind of retired life. And I mean, I was totally wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, now I've got like this new beginning. Life has changed 360 thanks to this show, thanks to Karan. So I think, yeah, thinking at 50 that your life is over, women out there, that's a big mistake.
Now, thank you for saying that. You mentioned Karan. Karan can get away with asking questions that nobody else can. And he asked you, Maheep, are you all jealous of Shalini? So, my question is thoda ek question jod rahi hai usme. You all actually get along or you compete with each other? And I'm adding to Karan's question.
No, actually, shockingly, why the show works is we do get along. Of course we have our issues, of course, but we address them on the show.
What are these issues, apart from what we see on the show?
Specifically with Shalini?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my thing is, which I tell her, that if you're going to wear a Roberto Cavalli gown and just walk into the sea, I am going to react and say, what the fuck is she doing? Am I not? I mean, I can't be saying, well done, okay? I was like, what is she doing? So she gives me those opportunities to react. But bless her, she sings to the giraffe and I'm awestruck. And you know, there are many, many moments. But Shalini is unique. Yeah. And I think she was made for reality. And she's...
Imagine what Sanjay had to go through all these years.
Sanjay.
So now you can sympathize with him.
No, but Shalini, you think they're all jealous of you?
No, because if it wasn't for them, this platform would not have been there. I've just walked in like
I'm only borrowing from Karan's playbook. I don't ask these questions.
So this, so like they started it. It was literally like they had this audience which was crazy about them, and I had to just walk in.
Yeah.
And there were times Maheep would tell me,
let's
just during the shoot, sometimes just look at me and she's going to say something, and I would keep looking at her and say, "Bol de, say it."
I was being polite, guys.
I think this has been Maheep's calmest season, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
and I really like.
No, I want to clarify that that's Karan's domain. I think it's lovely to see you all. Of course, nobody gets along all the time. That's not real life. Everybody grates on everybody at some point. You don't agree with everybody. It's just wonderful to see what you've been able to do for women everywhere, and it's across age groups, and it's absolutely wonderful. So before I come to my last few set of questions, a big round of applause for these wonderful women. There is this stereotype about women that you put a bunch of women in a room together and they won't get along. That's not true. They have a lot of fun. So Shalini, you're going to tell us that story behind that song that you welcomed them with. What is that
one?
Yeah. Will you sing it for us also, please?
So it's like
sing.
Bollywood wives coming to Delhi. So had to be something spectacular, a mix of Bollywood culture and Master G, who's like, don't sing, you're not ready for it.
She just wanted to throw us in the
Mike.
Yeah.
I said she threw us right into the deep end. Scene one,
day
one.
Didn't give you any
That's
time.
it. We knew the tone was set from that song.
Yeah.
So now we want to hear this song.
Really?
Yes.
That one?
Yes.
I'm not trained for it.
Everybody,
Okay,
not just
all
her.
of you
Yeah,
are the
all. Okay. You want a mic? There's more mics here.
ये बता दे तू किस और चला किस और चला है तू क्या पाया नहीं तूने क्या ढूंढ रहा है तू जो है अनकही जो है अनसुनी वो बात क्या है बता
Come on, get up.
कहीं धड़कने तुझसे क्या When I say Mitwa, I raise my hand.
But there is a song that we should have them dance to. Does anyone know which one I mean? It's Maheep.
Yeah, I know.
Nigori. Okay, then you choose a song.
No,
Neelam's done her
listen,
bit.
I've danced enough. No, I've danced
her bit.
Maheep has to do a solo number.
Maheep has to do a solo number. Yeah. yeah. Go for it.
Mahip.
Okay, let's have the track. Then we'll just make them do it. Do we have the track?
What is this burger?
Nigori. Track. Start. They're trying to find the track. Do you have a preference? Wait, it's coming, I think. I think your song is coming. Come on. Mahip, chal yaar. Come on. Come on, girls. Mahip, chal yaar. Mahip, clear spot.
ये कैसी जवानी है, गोरी कैसी जवानी है।
Okay, we tried. I don't know. You want another song? Come on.
निगोड़ी कैसी जवानी है, जो बात सुने ना मेरी निगोड़ी। निगोड़ी कैसी जवानी है, जो बात सुने ना मेरी निगोड़ी कैसी जवानी है, जो बात सुने ना मेरी निगोड़ी बड़ी मस्तानी है, जो बात सुने ना मेरी निगोड़ी बड़ी मस्तानी है, जो बात
Dancing virginity on the stage. We've done enough.
This is the first time Mahip has danced without
She just-
without the tequila shots.
She said she broke her dancing virginity on the stage. Mahip, take the mic.
Mike.
Hanji, Mahip.
Yeah, I did break my dancing virginity. I don't dance. I'm not a dancer. Only for you guys. Made a big ass of myself. But
No, you didn't. Are there roles that are the things you did many years ago, those of you who have been on camera before, that you wouldn't do today? Like the song we just saw?
No.
Then why were you so...
And you know, I'm 51.
So
I was
what?
sprawled on a car. I was gorgeous then. I was 19.
You are gorgeous, more gorgeous now.
Even more gorgeous.
Yeah. So I was sprawled on a car. I was dating my husband. He had come on the set. And yeah, but I don't regret anything. Any of those things.
Neelam, do you? Because you were so young, like you were 15 or 16.
I think I would definitely not wear a lot of the clothes that I wore back then. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got
What
to
do you remember, oh my God?
like weird combinations, like yellow with purple, those dhoti pants, and this. Yeah, and my mom and my masi used to do my clothes, so all my necklines were up till here, okay, like fully covered. I think that's one thing I would definitely change.
Okay, now all five of you are going to tell us, I don't know, do we have time for a couple of audience questions? You're going to tell me that. But in the meantime, all five of you are going to tell me something that we don't know about you, that we're hearing for the first time, that you're not saving that story for Bollywood Wives next series. Tell us a secret. Tell us a secret. Like, tell us something that we don't...
Anisha's going to kill us.
Yeah. No, I'll handle Anisha. We're going to open the house for questions in a moment.
No, can I
yes.
start? Okay.
Yes.
So everyone thought that, you know, this Neelam has no temper.
Oh,
okay?
Yeah, you look very controlled.
Yeah, very in control. So the first meltdown that I had on Bollywood Wives was actually with Miss Anisha Baig.
That's so
and
funny.
she was in shock.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's never seen that side of you.
She's never seen that side of me. And then I saw a side of her which I've never seen before.
Lovely.
And I think on this season, we saw a little bit of my temper with Shalini, a little bit, which they cut out.
Why did they cut it out?
They cut out a lot. They cut out a lot of her stuff, my stuff.
Tell us that stuff here now.
No. I mean, I just got a little irritated with her because, you know, she was having fun. She was giggling a lot. And listen, I just wanted to wrap up and go home, get into my pajamas. You know, until you don't finish your content, you can't leave.
Yeah.
So it was a little difficult and challenging that day. So I lost my cool.
So do you often lose your cool with Shalini?
No. No.
No?
It was just that one time. I kind of like, Shalini, stop it!
Shalini, you look like you never lose your cool with anybody, do you?
I do also, like I'm human obviously, but I channel it, I like dance, I sing, I take it out on other things. Like I take that energy out, I take that crazy energy out and my trainer will say, Aaj kiska gussa utar raha hai? So I'll say, Aaj ye lagao, zor zor ki, then I dance, you know.
Tell us something about you that we don't know.
I failed in math, now everyone knows.
I also failed in math. That's not some spicy secret. Tell us something better.
I failed in computer science.
What would you have been, or what did you want to be in school?
I wanted to be an architect, but then I was really bad in math. Then I wanted to be an artist, but I couldn't go to art school. And now here I am.
And now what do you want to be?
I just want to keep on, I want to be effective in whatever I do. I want to have fun while I'm doing it. I want to, there's so much that I want to do. I just want to be on this journey where I'm learning and doing things. I don't want to be stagnant. I want to be a new person every day. It's like this, like, you know, you change your clothes, change your energy, change your personality.
Bhavna, tell us a scene. None of you are, you're being very like...
One thing I don't understand.
Very well behaved.
This changing clothes.
You know, when you ask...
Wait, Neelan's saying something. Neelan?
That's one thing I don't understand about Shalini. Why constantly changing clothes? We came to your house.
I do change of energy, na?
Yeah.
Change
I
of
think
energy.
she said changing clothes changes her energy.
Yeah, changing clothes, like if you're wearing, girls, are you here with me? Yeah, so changing, like if you're wearing a structured jacket, you'll walk in a different way and you'll sit. And if you're wearing a flowing dress, you'll have a different energy. I mean, for me, I'm very, very sensitive. I don't know.
So what is your energy, Abhi?
This is very hot in Bombay and humid. I need the air to be here. And also, I'm like this graffiti is very much with what colleges are known for.
So it's all very well planned.
Yeah.
Everything is... Bhavna?
Everything is thematic. And the hearts here.
So, very well planned. How long does it take you all to get ready? Mike, le lo, Mike.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is the thing. Like I saw the stage. It was actually like more brown, but you guys have covered it up. So I actually see the location. And then I pick out and the vibe of the place and, you know, that's it.
Okay, Mahip is wanting to say something to this and saying, yes,
I just want to make it very clear. I take the least amount of time. It's a fact. They can't argue.
Because you're impatient. That's written on your face.
She gives us stress.
Mahip?
Yes.
Why?
Because say our call time is like 8 p.m. or 8 a.m.
Yeah.
She's ready at 7:30 a.m. Okay, come on guys, come on. And I take the longest.
You all have
I
been the
own
only guests today, celebrities who've been on time. Before time.
No, that we all are on time.
No, only ones.
But
only
Mahip is always early.
Yeah.
But having said that, there's not a singular scene in Bollywood Wives, sorry Manu, that we have not been waiting. Actually, we are very punctual.
Yeah.
Manu. We are always waiting for our director Uttam, who we now call Steven.
Who you now call?
Steven Spielberg. Pata nahi, he's making Mughal-e-Azam or he's making some Gone with the Wind, I don't know, but we're always waiting.
Achha, but this question, you all have answered something else. The question was, tell us something about your life that we don't know.
Okay. So,
Bhavna, come on, take the lead.
So when you asked Shalini about, you know, not having temper and being calm.
Do you have a temper?
I actually looked at Sanjay's face. And he gave the answer.
Because Shalini does have a secret
No,
temper?
because I'm trying to say the same goes for me. Because, I mean, the usual feedback I get is I'm very balanced and calm and I don't lose my... But I think we'll have to ask Chunky that. That's the secret.
Fab. Okay, we have time for some questions, I've been told. Now, I know you all are damn excited.
Yeah, actually, I would have been Beyonce if I wasn't here.
You would have been Beyonce?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was my one wish. No, I have such a bad... I called Neelam one day to say that, you know, I really want to be a singer. I would have... I wanted to be that. I said, Neelam, you know, we'll take singing classes together during COVID. She said, you know what? Just record yourself in the bathroom and then listen to that. That was the end of my dream.
And that was.
Can we hear your Beyonce voice?
Are you asked? I'm just recovered from a viral. My throat
I
is-
just danced. Get up and sing.
Yeah, come on, Seema.
I swear I'm not lying. I one wish in life. Or for one of my children.
You asked for it. No, you have to.
Can I tell you something?
Okay.
So,
I can see your mom saying no.
I want to tell you all a secret. So both of them during COVID recorded their voices and sent to Raisa's music teacher. My younger daughter Raisa sings very well, I have to say.
Yeah.
And he called me up and he was like, "Listen, Bhavna, I'm really sorry, but I have to refuse your friends. I hope you understand. I cannot train them. I just can't."
Okay, that's a good story. But can you do a song?
I seriously just recovered from a viral.
And mummy saying
It
no.
sound husky.
Yeah.
I really can't.
Otherwise, she's very good.
She is good.
Otherwise, she's very good.
Seema, do 2 lines, yeah? 2 lines.
No, I can't.
Sing Mithra.
Come on, everybody sung on the stage. Okay, Shalini will accompany you. You sing. Come on. Come on.
Say singing anything.
What?
Come on.
Just sing any song.
Seema. Chalo, yaar.
Murder.
Acha, 1 second.
Choose the song.
Yeah, but I just said what I could have been. I wanted
So
to
can
be.
you sing
But
your
your voice is
Just get onto the path now.
So let's see what we missed out now.
wrong.
But I can't say.
I really can't. What should I sing? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are.
Even that doesn't sound good. Can you say George Michael?
Acha,
song?
now, come on. Let's choose.
Swear to God.
Okay, Shalini, you lead. You lead and she'll follow. Come on. Choose a song, Seema. Shalini will start.
Since we are in a college, you sing पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा मगर ये तो कोई न जाने कि मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ
It feels so good.
Okay, we are now opening this for questions. However, I know there's major excitement, but you're going to have to follow my rules here, otherwise we'll have a stampede, okay? So I'm going to call one person at a time, and I'm going to start. Come on then. Come on. Hi. How are you? Come.
I wanted to say a big hi, and it's been a pleasure watching all of you. Mahip has been a friend. Our kids went to school together, and of course, Bhavna I've met at the Ayappa temple with Shabina. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. So I've known, of course, Mahip the most, and we've been mothers of kids who've gone to school together, and she's an amazing person.
Thank you.
You know, and I'm so happy to see each and every one of
What is it that you want to ask them? Or
So
say about
I didn't want to ask.
Okay,
this
say
is
about
this is about Neelam and Chunky, and the movie that Tu Mera Tota, that Maina movie, right?
Yeah, she does.
And yes,
Paap Ki Duniya.
yes, and I was in school, and I was a big fan of Chunky. I think I've mentioned this story, I don't know, a million times. And I used to write letters to Chunky in my, and I would post it. And I would post it, and I would get a reply. And it's only after I got married I realized my dad was writing those replies to me. And I thought it was Chunky writing. Okay? And it all got triggered with that Main Tera Tota, Tu Meri Maina. And so one day my dad, actually mentioned it to me, saying, I didn't know how to do this, and I would wonder, why is Chunky saying you're a kid in school, focus on studies, take those posters out of the room, and I'm like, Dad, you didn't do this.
Lovely story. Anything you want to say to the wives? They're so phenomenal.
You're amazing, you're a role model. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been a mother all my life, and I've finally figured what to do in life. And you're an inspiration to a lot of them like me. And keep it going. All the best. You all rock.
Thank you.
And another thing about Bhavna, she's very spiritual, right? And very real. I mean, that one day that I met you in the temple with Ananya, it was amazing. I mean, I was there with Shabina, and you were there with Shabina, and it was like an eye-opener.
Thank you for telling us.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. The young girl here in the middle. Come on. I can see your hand, but you have to run up. Run up, run up, run up, run up. Be fast, quick. They're all quicker than you, I think, at this point. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
So my question is specifically to Shalini. I have been watching all of you from season 1, but you spoke about feminine energy.
Yeah.
I'm in my early 30s right now. I did my engineering MBA, worked for many years, and I'm an entrepreneur right now. And what I've realized is that to be taken seriously, at some point, I've had to be channelizing the masculine energy more to be taken seriously and having to sacrifice the feminine in me. And that has left me very lonesome at times. So I really want to know that how does one do that, be an achiever, have it all, but stay true to your essence, which is being a woman.
So I think, like in the 90s, we had all these articles which said that, we women have to dress in a certain way to be, taken more seriously in the workplace, wear suits, don't wear red lipstick, don't open your hair. So all that is gone now. So, and if you express yourself, if you are able to, just be what you want to be and wear what you want to wear, and just people will respect that. We need women who are educated like you and achievers like you to show everybody else that, you are a woman, you have to stay in your feminine energy, you're an architect and you're actually a creator. So if you don't channelize that, how will you be able to create? You will be just creating a concrete jungle like all the men. So I think it's like a small thing which starts, and we have to respect our femininity, we have to respect the nurturing nature of a woman and continue doing what we have to do. So
is it that easy?
No, for me also there was a time for about like 8-9 years I wore very, very oversized clothes, just very black and white, just to be taken seriously in the art world. But then I realized that, this is not me. It was not making me happy, and it was just curbing my energy, and it was not worth it. And then initially people found it difficult, but they take you for what you are. They take you for what your work and what you look like should not define you at the end of the day. So.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Picture with Shalini?
No, not right now, because that would create a stampede. It would create a stampede of requests from the floor. So sorry about that. Okay. Okay. Come on up. Come on up. No, here, blue t-shirt. Come quickly. Come quickly. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Hi. How are you?
Hi. Hi. First of all, I'm very glad to meet all of you. And I think this is the first time I've watched a reality show. Wow. My question is very simple and only to two of you. One is Maheep. Maheep, I think you've added a lot of vocabulary to, I think, the general, the kids right now. You're in a college right now. What are the 5 top words you would like them to,
to use or not use?
Your choice, you could be.
Why am I feeling like I'm in college giving an exam?
No, this is, just be free. Just be free.
Okay, so bollocks, wanker,
God. Interesting.
Obviously twat.
Yeah. Twat. What else? 2 more to go.
2 more. Shwai shwai, obviously. Okay, 1 more, for God's sake, my brain's
put on a spot.
You give the 5th one. Come on. You give the 5th one.
Why don't
Neelam will give the 5th one. I don't.
Chana bhatura.
It doesn't have to be
Okay.
And Bhavna, I wanted to know that, I feel that you're very invested in your daughter's growth. Is there, what are the top 5 things that, any mother should, look after them if they want their child to be successful?
I think more than any other support, emotional support is the most important. And having your child's back, whatever decision they take, whether it's good, bad, whether it's a mistake or anything.
Shalini's bag fell, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, that's a serious thing, yes.
More serious than this.
Sorry to interrupt. No.
So I think it's very important to, and also, whatever decision they make, as I was saying, it's very important to back them on it. It could be wrong, but it's fine. That's what I do as a mother.
Thank you. Okay. I want to ask all 5 of you now. I know that, you've given us so many laughs, so many upbeat moments, but your lives have not always been easy. And some of it is touched upon in the series, some is not. What has been the toughest moment of your life, and how did you cope with it? What did you, when you look back and you think of, like, I always say older women are so much more interesting because we've lived,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
And we have all these stories, and we have all these mistakes, and we have all these, okay, we won't do it again, and then we do it again, all that. So, Neelam, one really traumatic phase that you learned from, that you want to share.
Well, season 3, I've openly spoken about, I was married before my divorce. I think it was, for me, the most difficult phase of my life. Like, back to your question, you said, how did you deal with it?
Yeah.
I mean, I dealt with it. I just took my own time to deal with it. I had a very supportive family, first of all. I think that's number one. And I just took time out, literally time out. I didn't leave my house for almost a year. I hardly met these girls for like, almost a year and a half. I think I just...
You were depressed?
I was depressed.
And angry?
I just needed time to heal from the trauma. So I just gave myself that time. And that's the kind of person that I am. I just shut everything out. And yeah, I just look within, and I just wanted to heal by myself. And yeah, that was the most difficult time for me.
Bhavna?
I think it would be after my second one was born. I went through like, I think it's PMD and postpartum depression, and I faced a lot of anxiety. I don't even know why I was feeling that. I mean, there were, I really, when I tell people this, sometimes they're like, you have nothing to be anxious about. And I'm very grateful to God for everything that I have in my life. But I don't know, maybe it was hormones, it was just anxiety, which was maybe subconscious, maybe since I was a child or anything. I don't know what it was, but it all came out after my second one was born. And I remember my friends, they used to tell me that, are you okay? You're looking sick, because I had become like 47 kilos. I was very, very underweight. I think that was the most traumatic, because I didn't know what was going on with me. I couldn't understand, and every time people just said the same thing, but what are you anxious about? Or what are you, there is nothing to be anxious about, and there's nothing to be depressed about. But I felt that. Maybe it was my hormones, whatever.
And how did you cope?
Which Ananya mentioned in her session, and
that
she did say that, I don't know if I'm allowed to give my mom's secret, but yes, I took therapy at that time, and I think that really helped me.
And how long were you in therapy for?
I was in therapy for about a year, maybe a little longer than that, and I still take therapy off and on, when sometimes I find things I'm not able to handle on my own. Your kids, as you said, she spoke about trolling. I think her trolling affected me more than it affected her.
To see it as a mother, to see your daughter being, put under the microscope.
That's what I said. I was a very overly sensitive person. I have become stronger. But these are the times, and at these times I do take therapy, and I speak a lot to Chunky. He's my best friend, but as she said, that it's always biased sometimes. And sometimes they don't understand.
And you
like,
need that professional distance.
Yeah, because sometimes people are like, but you have nothing to be anxious about. Even my own parents said that to me. They were like, what are you anxious about? You have everything. So it was, but I still took it, and I think that was the best decision I made.
Thank you for sharing
Yeah,
that.
of course.
Can we have a round of applause? Because it's not easy to open up about these very personal... it's easy to look at the Bollywood wives and make everything about who, ha, and who gets along with whom. And even I did a little bit of that today without meaning to. But I actually, my heart really belongs to these stories, that
and
you
also
share.
sometimes I feel that, as you were saying, that, we don't discuss it also, because sometimes it's taken it as like, it's like problems of the privileged or the first world problem, and you feel conscious discussing these things, because there are really genuinely so many problems out there that you don't want to make this so important.
And would you advise people today to seek therapy if they're feeling this way? Did it help you? Does it help you?
you know, I would definitely advise people to seek therapy. The only problem with therapy is it's very expensive.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
And access to mental health for those who aren't wealthy is, I mean, mental health interventions.
So, you know, it's very easy for me to sit here and just say that, guys, go take, you know, go to a good therapist. But that costs a lot of money. And, you know, everyone cannot afford that maybe 2 or 3 times a month. So I think when we talk about mental health issues also, solutions, I think, need to happen. I don't know how, maybe more people, you know,
talking about it.
Or like platforms or a community.
Yeah.
Or even like, you know, people coming out, you know, who are studying these subjects and helping the people they have to.
No, thank you,
charging.
Bhavna, for sharing
No, really,
that.
yeah.
Seema?
With me, actually, I think I said it on the show, I was actually shot this show at one of the most traumatic times of my life. I had, even though we was, you know, I was separated for like over 6 years, my younger one, when actually got divorced, which was like a little bit, when that final divorce came through, I did not expect him to take it the way he does. And I do realize that today I know that being a mom, you know, everything you kind of take out on your mother.
Yeah.
And he kind of accused me that you are not, you know, you're not sad. And, you know, I didn't handle it very well and initially. And then I realized, of course, again, like I share this, Bhavna, and I know I also do therapy regularly. I have been in therapy for like 10 years, off and on. And
has it helped?
Oh, yes. It's helped me with this. And I realized just, you know, that through this whole process, when a child has these outbursts, it comes out of pain. And the only way to solve it is with love. There's lots and lots and lots of love and patience and, you know, listening to them more than correcting them. Or even with my older one, I've always adopted that policy, like even saying sorry. Like, which of your parents actually say sorry to you? But today, you know, you have a relationship with your child. It's more about listening to them, listening to their side of it, and apologizing to them, letting them feel that you could be wrong. And I think that whole process is something I kind of, you know, went through thanks to therapy.
Again, thank you. I mean, thank you. Mahi, toughest phase?
I think I addressed it in the show.
Yeah.
It was a year of many, many things that snowballed into me reaching the ICU. I lost my house help to COVID, and she was with us for 20 years, so it was shattering for my children to explain to them and to tell them. I hid it from them because my daughter was in New York at the time, so telling her. Then my dog passed away. My son went into hospital with gangrene of the appendix for 10 days, trauma. So I didn't know what was hitting me because it was just constant. And then finally I got COVID and I ended up in the ICU with 700 sugar and probably going into organ failure. So I think that was very traumatic, questioning your mortality, your life. We don't question death so much, you know. So it hit me very hard. It hit me more for my children because they've gone through it with 2 of my sister-in-laws suddenly passing away.
Yeah.
And I know what it has done to my whole family. So for me, that's what I said to you guys, that, you know, I've been that person always to be strong for the family. I'm the strong one. And people come to me for help. I don't go to them for help. Suddenly, I felt that I needed to grasp at people. I needed that help because I was sinking. And then that lifestyle change, obviously, with insulin, hit me very badly. Because I'm so, again, in control of my life, being healthy, and suddenly I'm dependent on insulin, I'm dependent on checking on my sugar constantly. It's, you know, so I think work helped me.
Yeah.
Because I got into season 3, it helped me jump into it and focus on the better things and focus on my glass being half full instead of half empty. It's an achievement that we've come into season 3. You know, in my middle age, for me to be sitting with an icon like you,
Oh,
asking
thank
me
you.
questions.
Thank you.
In my life, I would have never thought.
Thank you.
It's the truth. So, yeah, so I'm giving myself a pat on the shoulder and I'm
And
I'm
you
happy.
should. Thank you. Shalini, toughest phase of life.
So, like Charlie Chaplin said that, life is a tragedy in close-up and comedy in long shot. So everything that happens, like there's a reason for it and you grow stronger. So at the age of 21, I had a spine injury and the doctor told me that you can't dance and you can't wear high heels. And so my Sanjay and my mom were sitting there and my mother started crying. And I said, I just said, okay, I'm leaving. So they thought I've gone to the bathroom to cry. I sat in the car, I went for my dance class.
Really? Fabulous.
And the doctor said you'll have to take an injection on your spine for the rest of your life. Every 3 months, I can visit you. I'm looking at him like I'm 21 and I love dancing and why should I not wear high heels? So I started doing yoga slowly built my strength. And that's why I'm so obsessive about my health, because once you lose it, you can never fix it. You can only restore it. So since the age of 21, it's like I just said that, I have to take care of myself. And when we are younger, we don't realize we do different things and we take risks. But, that was the most traumatic for me. To lose something which I
all
took for granted.
5 of you for sharing this. We're almost at the end of our conversation. But before we let you go, of course, we also have something that we want to give you. But before that, what would you tell your 16-year-old self today to all 5 of you? I'll start with you.
Like I said before, don't change anything. Live life the way you did and with the confidence you did. I wouldn't change anything.
Bhavna?
I would say don't be oversensitive. Enjoy your life to the fullest. Don't be hard on yourself, because this time will never come back.
Seema?
I think I would say that be authentic to yourself, live your life, it's yours, no one else's. And have those stories to tell, make those memories, it's like a chest. It's all about making memories, keep collecting your memories. I think that's the treasure you have.
I love that. Keep collecting memories and keep making new ones. Mahip?
My 16-year-old life was so different. It was a world that you guys will never understand. It's a lot tougher for you with social media out there. And all I can say to you guys is always swim. Choose to swim and be brave. Be brave. Don't compare yourself to anybody out there. You're unique. You guys are unique. And have that voice. It's okay.
Shalini?
Well, I'm still 16. Well, I would tell myself that don't do too many activities. Study a little bit harder.
Don't do too many activities means?
Too many activities in school. Like you knew there were 100 opportunities available to us. So I would do everything from mountain climbing and horse riding and even things which I was terrible at. And, just because I wanted to run away from studies and not study, basically. So I really wish I'd studied harder then. So I don't have to learn everything now.
Well, I just want to say to all of you, you're all fabulous. You have given voice to an entire community of women. You have shared your stories with authenticity. You are the most chilled superstars I've met. And you are superstars. So let's have a big round of applause for the fabulous Bollywood wives. I want you all to stand here. Can we get out our awards here? May I please call Kauser of our partner on stage from Swatantra? Please, if we can have you on stage. But before we do anything, Shalini, what is the story with your bags? So I was very tense when this bag fell. Sorry, Neela, I'm just squeezing in here.
So it's just that they are it's actually just fun notes to myself if I'm carrying a
fun notes to yourself. Can we please? Here it is. Okay.
This is the blue color for uniform.
Yeah, modern school.
Uniform, yeah.
But what is the story with your bags?
Well, it's like a personal note or a fun thing to myself. It's like I'm having fun with my own self, like a secret message to myself. That's all. That's what it is, and everybody likes it.
So I want to say that I think the Bollywood wives were the women of the year. I really do think. And so we would like all of them, and you're going to not disappoint me with the love you're going to show, Kausar, if I may ask you to present each one of them with our award, and I have to match the names now, yes, so that we don't get them wrong. Yes, here's Neelam. Okay, we're going to give a big round of applause to Neelam, Shalini, okay, at the count of 3, 2, 1, we're going to go Bollywood Wives, okay? Okay, everybody ready? 3, okay, and this has to be really loud. You all have less energy than me now. 3, 2, 1. Again, it wasn't loud enough. 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. No, that's not allowed. 3, 2, 1. Let's have a big round of applause for the Women of the Year. Thank you so much.